Rainwater has always been collected, but little attention was paid to cleanliness.
Once the tanks are completed in any one village, Lanka Rainwater Harvesting Forum, our local partner, and also Maltese's Water Safety Plan team, they conduct an operation and maintenance session where they're introducing the rainwater harvesting system and the different elements of it, but also how they can look after their water quality with it once it's in the tank.
It takes 5 days to build a tank, if the families help. The materials for a tank cost about €200, and the training has another aim. One mason trains 2 others. This ensures that when the project has been finished, more rainwater tanks can be built. Waste pipes leading out into the sea. Open duct sewage systems in the cities, the ideal breeding ground for every type of germ. The bigger the cities, the bigger the problems of wastewater sewage. These open ducts do not only feed in feces, wastewater from the kitchen and water with chemical additives also get into the groundwater. But in the big cities, the mega-cities, the problems can only be resolved by providing sewage systems and treatment plants. In rural areas with a manageable number of people, there are solutions for each village and even each household, like here in Nakuluga Moor.
Here we are constructing a septic tank toilet. You see, the cabin is built and we are ready to bring the septic tank. And here you can see the groundwater level of this area. The water is only 600 millimeters above the ground level.
If the groundwater is so near to the surface, septic tanks are necessary. This prevents the groundwater from being contaminated by excrement. There are 2 compartments in the tanks. The fluids are separated from the solid parts, so that the excrement can be disposed of later. The rice fields in the south of the island are just above groundwater level. That is good for the irrigation, but bad for the wastewater, which can easily get into the fields. The rice farmers live near their fields. Latrines like this contaminate the water in the irrigation channels. Because the farmers work barefoot and use their hands, the germs are easily transferred. So the experts from Malteser International are constructing a new type of latrine. The toilet is built as high as possible so that no construction parts stand in the groundwater. This prototype, a 2-chamber system, is a so-called dry compost toilet. Once the first chamber is full, the feces rot and dry, and after 6 months they can be used as fertilizer in the fields. Then the second chamber is filled up, and so on. Dried and composted in this way, 1 person's excrement per day is only the size of a matchbox.
And now this is the pit they are using. They take it off and use it as a toilet. Washing will be done at the centre. From here, all the wastewater and urine will go to the wetland.
Another one of the expert solutions. The roof of the toilet leads the rainwater into a basin, and this can be used for washing the hands directly after using the toilet. A simple system. Weather permitting, Classes in Galandala are held outside. Next to the class, the old latrine. That is about to change.
Within this project we focus on a child-friendly concept. We look at water and sanitation and providing facilities for children. As Malteser International is forming a strong WASH section, a lot of the ideas and practices are cross-cutting across our projects. So we look at investigating water safety plans, we look at the contamination of water, we look at the protection of water, and we encourage children at the school level to be involved in understanding those concepts, but also we give them strategies to make their water safe to drink. Children are an excellent catalyst for behaviour change. We focus on the children because they are the next generation, but also they need to be empowered and be given ownership on different strategies in regarding health promotion. So what we try and do is we have focus group discussions with children, parents and teachers, and we find out what the needs of the children are specifically. We ask them directly so that they, as I said, have ownership in the whole project, so that they are, from inception, are decision makers right through to seeing the completed process themselves. So we look at the child-friendly latrine or toilet. You'll see that the children have had their points raised about the location, about the colour, about the type, about whether they want a squatting pan or a commode, whether there's enough room for smaller children to be assisted. All of those concepts are discussed with the children directly, so that we hope in the long term, once the latrines and the water points have been established, that they have ownership of it and that they maintain it, and the facilities are used for many years to come.
It seems that the angry god of water has been placated, and the people have again learned the right way to handle the water.
So far, I'm very satisfied because we have used a participatory approach. The people themselves are involved in identifying the problem with regard to water, and they're even facilitated to discover what solutions can be offered with regard to treatment of water. So when they're involved like this, it's like they own the process. So it's not Malteser telling them what to do, but really they themselves are facilitated to identify the solutions and implement them. So far I'm very satisfied with regard to the water promotion we are doing so far, and I think we can only move ahead and we can also learn from the experiences so far, from the lessons learned with regard to water, sanitation and hygiene promotion.